Welcome to J Moore's Weekend Agenda on Facebook Live. Tell us about your weekend plans in the comments field below. Like, share, and follow at hashtag JMooreWeekend. I'm Amanda. We are here with Simone, and we have a very special guest with us today from WYPR's On the Record, producer Melissa Gerr. Welcome, Melissa.
Thank you so much. It's lovely to be here.
We love that you came in. Thank you for that.
I made the trek across the city.
I know, it was rough for you.
Good to see you.
So Melissa contributes to J Moore often, frequently, semi-frequently.
Frequently.
And
probably could do more.
We did our February Love issue, which we did a little bit of a different approach with because it was not about like, oh, mushy couples, little romance.
How do you really feel about that?
I'm sorry. Was I letting my own? I'm not supposed to go on myself. Oh, yeah. So what we did was like different types of love, like nature. And Melissa's piece, which I loved, was about a fierce love, which also was civic pride and a love for Charm City.
Yes.
So here, I'll show you a picture of Melissa in the magazine.
There she is.
That's her. She's also right here.
Oh, God, am I wearing
live.
the same shirt?
No.
I'm not wearing. Okay,
well, let's
good.
see what the other picture looks like. Oh, and this one you're just, you're just really bundled up.
Yeah.
Yes. It was freezing that day.
That's
I love that hat, though, for that reason.
You look really cute. But anyway, what I really loved, what you expressed in your piece, was that, yes, we know the Freddie Gray unrest happened, but then following that was an amazing community outpouring.
Right.
And that was not what was covered on the national.
Right. For that specific event, the cameras that were there the night before on Pennsylvania and North Avenue were not there that morning at dawn. I made note of that. And I think it goes what my point goes back even before all of that happened too. There are so many grassroots organizations here in Baltimore and probably a lot of cities, but it's just what I've been exposed to where it's staggering actually the dedication that people have and they may be just working with one small population, but they're in it. Right. And it is fierce. It's a fierce love.
And they're devoted.
Yeah. And you can.
Committed.
Yes, very much so.
So, and we do have a great amount of sort of nonprofit organizations like that. But what else can we do as Baltimoreans to counteract this like branding issue?
So, I appreciated your little notes that you sent me that I asked for actually because I wanted to be prepared.
Yes,
it's the producer in me. And looking at the words branding and perception.
Yeah.
Branding is advertising.
Right.
And yes, I think that's important. Perception is something that a person can change for themselves.
Okay.
It's not something that has to be external. And what I would say, and I'm going to actually echo the words that Rabbi Daniel Berg gave us for
another J Moore contributor.
Yes,
a regular.
And a fabulous teacher. I'm taking a class from him right now.
Oh. It's all the rage right now.
All
of us little Jewish girls are taking classes.
I
with
better
our
sign up
favorite
for
rabbis.
something.
You should do it.
So we had I'm going to back up a little bit. For Baltimore's birthday. In July, it was the 289th birthday of the city. I interviewed more than 20 people, and I just asked them what their wish was for Baltimore.
That's great.
It was lovely. It was like such a huge Baltimore hug. It was like Catherine Pugh and John Waters and Rebecca Hofberger and Daniel Berg. And Daniel was in Israel, and I emailed him and he emailed me back and he said, I can record it on my phone and send you he was so dedicated about it. But what he said, what his birthday wish for Baltimore was, is to take the time to get to know someone who has a different life experience than you.
That is a great
tip. And I don't mean, it doesn't have to be like with a 180 different life experience even. I mean, if you can go that far, that's great. But that, to me, helps change perception because we so easily get caught in news cycles and hearsay. And if people really go out and experience things themselves and talk to people that they don't know. So
Yeah, you know, we have
it's simple.
We have the other show, the food show, and the last few guests that we've had on. I mean, we've had a couple of guests like Alan Hirsch and Tony Foreman, and everyone who's come on has said, we can fix the restaurant issue. Like, people are maybe not going downtown because of the perception or the branding.
Oh, right.
But they're all saying, let's just do something ourselves. Just keep going to the restaurants. Show up. Be good.
Right. Exactly. Yes. Showing up is a huge, huge part. Like, really, I guess, for lack of a better term, voting with your feet. But I mean, I have always been a city dweller. I live right in Baltimore City, and I know scary things can happen, but so many amazing things happen. And I'm talking about like in line at the grocery store too, not just a parade or something.
Right. So all three of us are Baltimore transplants.
Ooh, yeah.
Kyle, you're a Baltimorean. Okay, so the three of us.
He's keeping quiet during this conversation.
But
no mic.
we took his mic, so he has to. That's one way to stay in charge. I didn't even think of that before. But for me, like the thing that keeps me here, or why I haven't left, I've been here now like 25 years.
Oh, wow.
30 maybe. Yeah. But I haven't left because it's quirky. I like the quirky characters. I like the gritty, the real, the natural. We are like real.
Right.
What is the thing that's keeping you here? And you're from the Pacific Northwest?
Actually, I am from Minnesota.
Originally.
No,
I didn't hear any.
You don't hear her accent?
I turn it on when people ask about. No, I moved here from Portland, Oregon, though, which is a lovely place to live. You could not pick two cities more different in demographics, climate, public transit, a million things.
Yeah, very different.
But what I think keeps me here or keeps me engaged is something very close to what you're talking about, in that I feel like what you see is what you get with people who are in the city.
That is very true.
I talk to strangers a lot, I guess, but
Occupational hazard.
if you see someone on the street or again in the grocery store line, I mean, I just feel like there isn't a whole lot of pretension and a whole lot of where are you from and what do you do?
I like the non-pretensions.
Yeah, and on a much more kind of social scale, the experiences that you can have here that are all within a really small city radius, as far as world-class arts and culture.
Correct.
Food.
Yeah.
And and the outdoors. I mean, I go hiking at Stony Run, which is like out my back door.
In the city, we have.
Yeah. So that all wrapped up.
And also for me, the proximity, because we can get everywhere else.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, don't tell anyone that. Like, let's let that be our secret.
Right. Well, it's known on Amtrak, but yes, we can keep it amongst us.
What about you, Simone? What do you think's keeping you here, really?
Well, I mean, I'm from New York, so it's hard to, compare other cities with New York. And I think it took me a while to fully appreciate Baltimore as a real city.
Yeah.
When people would talk about what a great, city it was, I was kind of like, it's not a real city. But after being here, I've been here now for over 20 years.
I'm the youngin' in the bunch.
Fresh to town.
It's much more livable.
It is.
Everything's just more accessible and easier. But the other thing is that the arts and culture scene here, because, it's great, but it's on a much smaller scale than New York. And I find that I actually do things. And in New York, it's almost like there's so much that
it's overwhelming.
You can't even, go anywhere. It's
and affordable.
And yes, affordable.
Yeah,
it's
like a ticket to a show.
Yeah. So, the only thing that I would really like to see is better public transit, obviously.
God. Yes.
Some infrastructure help.
Yeah.
Please, with the roads.
Oh, my God. And my car's been in a shop twice in 1 week from potholes. But anyway, let's not
do the negativity.
Right. But,
right.
But yeah, I feel like
love.
I don't see myself leaving, actually. I see myself maybe as time goes on, hopefully doing more traveling and things like that. But I feel like it's a great home base.
I think so, too. It's a good, put yourself down here and then go explore.
And when visitors, which this past year, I've had so many visitors that haven't ever been here before, which has been wonderful. AVAM the American Visionary Art Museum.
Everybody.
If people have time for, I love BMA and I love the Walters and many smaller places, but AVAM is just this really unique place in the world.
Right. Yeah. All my snobby New York friends and family who come here are always blown away by AVAM.
Yeah.
No, I know, it's true. And people are always just surprised when they get here because, again, all of the sort of bad coverage, they get here and they're like, oh, that's not really the reality.
Right. Well, and one more thing I just want to plug. Fells Point, even on a cloudy day, is really, like, I have not been to another city that has an area that is that unique and accessible. I mean, you can walk around, you can find a seat outside and have a drink or, eat or something. And it's in the city.
Yeah, and you don't have to wait online.
And it's on the water.
And it's like Paris.
Yeah.
It's like Paris, but it's in Baltimore. So go down there. And you can, in the cobblestone streets.
That's an image. Yeah, that works. That works.
All right, stay with me. Stay with us. If you guys are watching, tell us what you love most about Baltimore. We're having a Baltimore
I would love to hear.
Yeah, we want to know. We're having a Baltimore Love Fest. If you're just joining us, you are watching Jay Moore's Weekend Agenda on Facebook Live. Tell us what you're doing this weekend in the comments field below. Like, share, and follow at #JayMooreWeekend. We are here with Jay Moore contributor and on-the-record producer Melissa Gerr. And since it's Valentine's Day, we are discussing everything we love about Baltimore. Chime in. Melissa, Simone is going to run down some top events.
Yep.
Before she does, do you have any big plans for the weekend?
Oh, well, I do want to go see the Oscar-nominated shorts that are playing at the Parkway because you really cannot see those. I mean, unless you happen to be at a film festival where you don't know that it's Oscar-nominated yet. I think that they were playing at the Charles. Now they're at the Parkway, animated and live action. I would love to squeeze that in. And I already have seen this, but the show at Everyman right now called Everything is Wonderful is amazing.
Oh, we didn't
go. We both went to Fun Home.
That I heard was fabulous too. My colleague went to that. Everything is Wonderful. It's about an Amish family and forgiveness and faith, but it's so universal and it's powerfully. The performances are absolutely just. You will leave talking about it. And Noah Himmelstein, who directed it, is fabulous.
Okay, good to know,
he's like
guys.
a kid.
Yeah, I know.
Go see that.
Yeah.
You heard it here
I
first.
recommend that.
Yes.
Okay, Simone, tell us real fast what's happening all weekend.
Will do. Hamlet at Motorhouse. The Organic Theater presents this 90-minute adaptation of the Shakespearean drama. It's Friday and Saturday at 7 and Sunday at 3, and it runs next weekend as well. Henry IV at Chesapeake Shakespeare Company.
Easy for you to say.
A lot of Shakespeare. Yeah. Apparently now is the winter of lots of Shakespearean dramas.
It is.
This is the one about Prince
the winter
Hal's
of discontent.
journey.
That's
I know.
To the throne.
That's all I keep grumbling to
Sorry.
myself.
And his pal Falstaff. Simmer down.
Sorry.
All right. Part 1 runs Friday and Saturday at 8. Part 2 stands on the Ides of March.
Starts on. Actually, so Mix Solo, which is the event group, they're going to do a day when they're seeing both.
Oh, that'll be fun.
A double. So I'm going to go that day. Just knock it out.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. Yeah. Okay.
Keep going.
Also tonight, Music Under the Dome, the 90s at the Maryland Science Center. Experience your favorite 90s hits set to psychedelic graphics in the planetarium. Ooh, 18 and over between 7 and 9. That sounds fun.
That is exactly my kind of a date night experience. I don't know if you ever spent any time at the Seattle Planetarium.
No.
But they always did Laser Floyd, and then they started branching out into other laser things. And it was like the best activity ever. Everyone would just go and they would lay down on the floor.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I haven't ever been to one of those.
Oh, they're really. That's a good one. I think we should all go to that. Okay, who else? What else?
Erykah Badu at Royal Farms Arena. Have a romantic night out with Badu and her special guest Tank. That starts at 8. On Saturday, it's the Small Foods Party at AVAM. It's time once again for Baltimore's annual celebration of tiny edibles. Compete or judge, but definitely make sure you taste all these creative culinary creations. The proceeds benefit Movable Feast. The Kids Award is at 8, and the main competition is at 9.
I love that event. If you guys aren't familiar with it, the foods are like really the little tiny facsimiles of real meals.
Yeah, it's like
so
they
cute.
use Cheerios for donuts.
Yeah, yeah.
But I went to
them and
go
then go to
get
the
tickets, and
planetarium.
I don't know if there are tickets left, but maybe there are. Yeah,
That's a
it's
good
very
one.
popular.
That's a good one.
I tried. I might have to try to pull some strings.
Hint, hint. Melissa wants tickets.
Yeah. Charm City Roller Girls home opener at
Yes.
Skateland North Point. The CCRG are back and ready to rumble.
Go,
In
girls.
this
They are
match, the Pigtown
badass.
Butchers
They
take
are.
on the Dundalk
Dundalk
Deviants.
Deviants. Love it.
7:30 p.m.
I used to fantasize about my roller girl name, and the best I ever came up with was AK-47.
Ooh,
Right?
that's pretty good.
yeah. That's really good.
I think that's my
Yeah.
name. When I finally take up the
God.
sport, that's what my name's going to be.
This sounds good too. The history of the NAACP, the Baltimore Connection at Reginald F. Lewis Museum.
Ooh.
Enjoy a living history performance, a film about Thurgood Marshall, and a talk about the NAACP's leaders from the Jim Crow and Civil Rights era. And that's at noon.
I finally did go to the
You
Lumiere.
went?
Yes, the
Oh.
Lumiere Beard
I was
exhibit.
How
just
was
gonna
it?
say I haven't been
I
to
bet
it,
it is.
but
Yeah.
we
It's
had
soon.
them. We had them on
should
our
go.
show. I do need to go.
Yeah.
It's
Hitting the
an
table.
incredible exhibit,
Oh,
and
that's
and by the way,
beautiful.
people go to that museum.
Yeah.
It's a gorgeous space.
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
It's easy to get in and out of. There's parking garages all around it.
It is a really cool, just physical space
It is
too.
beautiful.
Just,
beautiful.
yeah.
It's beautiful. Go do that. Go do
Yeah.
that. What's happening Sunday?
The BSO presents Ravel at the Meyerhof. Mario Venzago conducts Berlioz's Le Corsaire and Roman Carnival Overture, Liszt's Piano Concerto No. 1, and Ravel's Rhapsody Espagnole and Bolero at 3.
I love.
She's
That should be
so
awesome.
you're so bilingual.
I know that was
Look
like
at
a
all
lot
that
of languages.
French and
I think that was
Spanish and
perfect.
everything in there.
How much I get tongue-tied. It's a surprise
That was
that I
really,
able
really,
to
really
do that.
good.
Okay.
Okay. Before we go,
Yes.
yes, you need to tell us about your February 19th event at the Ivy.
Oh yeah, yes, with Deb Weiner. She wrote
Another contributor.
Yeah, she
have a
has
lot of friends
right. She has a
anymore.
column. She and Eric Goldstein wrote a book called On Middle Ground. It's the history of the Jews of Baltimore. Very straightforward title. It is full of some really crazy characters. I mean, there's the greatest hits people that we have heard about for so long, but like they're the first Jews that were recorded in Baltimore were actually convicts.
Yes.
yes.
They
Isn't that
came
I love that
from
story.
London and they were
like kicked out.
it was like what they did in Australia, where they sent and you had to like work
them to
off the
Baltimore.
time.
Baltimore,
yeah, send them to
Australia.
Baltimore.
Yeah, right. That's where the problem started.
That's where the image came from. Now we got to the bottom
All
of it.
those crazy Jewish Londoners. But we are going to be chatting for like a half hour and at the Ivy on Falls Road.
Yes.
6080 Falls Road, I believe.
love that.
What day
7
of the
o'clock
week
on
is that,
Tuesday.
Tuesday?
The 19th at
Just
7
that.
p.m.
Okay.
And we're just
Awesome.
going to kind of chit chat and
Yeah.
expose all of those Jewish Baltimore history
Bay
story.
dude.
Yes, the Old Bay story is wonderful. Yeah, it just she's just like this font. You ask one question and
Yeah.
it just all like
Got the
comes out.
knowledge.
Yeah, she does.
She's really smart.
She is really smart.
That's great. So everyone
stories.
should go check that out. And additionally, Emma Snyder, the owner of the Ivy, is going to be on our show
Oh, yeah.
on March 8th. So
She
wait
did
for
a
that.
love
Yes,
story.
she did.
She
About loving books.
So we're going to talk some books then.
Excellent.
Do you have anything else you want to tell us about before we roll?
Event wise,
Yeah.
The one thing I haven't been to this, but I'm going. My colleague went the time travel tours at the Peel Center. It's this. It's kind of feels like an escape room, but you don't really have to escape. But
Oh,
it's
that's good.
time travel to 1819, so it's back 100 years. And actually, David London, who was involved in the Houdini exhibit,
Yes,
he's like a curator or something there now, and he dresses up as this time travel guy. I don't know a whole lot about it, but it's not there for very long, and it's this very interactive, very cool. My colleague loved it. she had a blast.
I like that idea. Everyone go check that out,
I'm going to have
too.
to try to do that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Great.
so you have been watching Jay Moore's Weekend Agenda. Join us here Fridays at 12:30 for more weekend plans and follow us at #JayMooreWeekend. Find more events at jaymooreliving.com/events. Thank you, Melissa Gerr, for joining us.
Thank you for the invite. It's
And
so lovely to be where it all happens.
This is where the magic happens. How do people listen to check out to On the Record?
You can go to wypr.org and then you hit the On the Record button and you will get all of our stories.
Do
I
that.
got my T-shirt the other day. I was
The public radio nerd.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. One thing that WYPR does have coming up on the 27th, which is in yes, we are
that is
all
fun. Are you
going
doing
to,
it?
yes, I will be pouring something at Mount Vernon Marketplace.
Okay, we'll come in and have a drink.
Come and have a drink.
Better perfect it because I want a good cocktail.
I will
Get ready. Start
do my
practicing.
best.
Do a little
Depends on what you drink.
Little cocktail action, Tom Cruise, little flips. Next week's guest is Dan Hoffman. He is the owner of Canton Games. He's going to talk to us about some of his favorite board games. We're going to play.
Ooh, fun.
So tune in February 22nd at
I don't
12:30
do
p.m. Support the arts in Baltimore. See you next week.
Bye.